Good morning and welcome back. Today you find me on the shores of Lake Michigan when the last time you saw me I was in Duluth, Minnesota at the far western point of Lake Superior. How did I get here? Well, let me fill you in. I'm Zach and I live in my self-converted 4x4 Sprinter van with my dog Winter. Join me as I travel across the Midwest to New England to accomplish a lifelong goal of visiting all 48 states in the contiguous United States. 2 days ago on Wednesday, I was in Duluth, Minnesota. I woke up to a beautiful view of the city. I spent some time getting some beautiful shots, taking some pictures, and just enjoying the sunshine and the view of Lake Superior in Wisconsin. And I was up really high so I could see, it was basically a bird's eye view, all the fall colors, like perfect morning on the road. Everything was working out great. About 11 o'clock when I was getting ready to set off, I picked up my phone and this happened. I mean, if I push any buttons, nothing works. It's just dead. Since my phone wasn't working, and I really need my phone because I use it as my main form of navigation and research while I'm on the road, I put it to the top of my priority list and I set off directly for Best Buy, which was the closest AppleCare location. And since I have AppleCare on my phone, that was the logical choice. They didn't have any appointments till the following day, but I thought maybe I could get a walk-in appointment. So I went down there, I walked in. The lady basically said, "We don't have any phones anyways. I can try to look at it, but it's going to take a long time for me to do that." She did try to get it to work, but it didn't work. So I called AppleCare again.
To train personnel and improve contact center technologies.
Had a wonderful discussion with a wonderful lady. Hi Natasha, I called earlier because my iPhone, I think it's a 12 or 11, is not working. We came to the conclusion that the best option for me was to drive straight south to Minneapolis where there was an Apple store. Yeah, the one that I noticed was, it says it's in Roseville, which is the same area as Minneapolis, St. Paul.
Yes, and that's the one I just clicked on. I'm going to change the zip code and see what they have available right now.
They have a big parking lot too, which is handy for me. So I got there, I went in, I talked to the guy, he picked up my phone, and by the time he set it down, it had the Apple symbol on the screen, which I hadn't seen before when this happened. Usually I have to wait for the battery to die and then it will reset. So embarrassingly, he showed me how to reset it, hit volume up, volume down, and then hold the lock button, and then it'll force it to reset no matter what. And what I was doing was holding the lock button and the volume button, which just does a basic reset. I'm not entirely sure what the difference is. Just having the extra tool of being able to reset it when it does lock up like that will be enough for me, and I can move forward. After the Apple Store situation, I went over and got myself some of my favorite chicken. That's Raising Cane's. I almost always have to stop when I see the place and I'm hungry. Something about the breading and something about the sauce they use is just amazing. They are the best chicken fingers ever. So after I got my chicken and my new hat, I decided that I just needed to get out of the big city. And so I found a rest area along the route to my next destination, and I just set off to go there. After a night of editing, I got up to take a shower and upload my video. The upload was going to take an hour and a half, which is way longer than I expected. I expected about 45 minutes, but that gave me enough time to take a shower in the van. I had intended on going to Planet Fitness, but since I had so much time, I heated up some water and took a shower in the van before setting off to get to Green Bay, Wisconsin. I really wanted to go to Green Bay, for one, to go to the city because I heard it's a really nice city, and two, I wanted to go to Lambeau Field because I've been a Packers fan my whole life. So I took the 3-hour drive, which took me about 4 hours because I stopped a couple times for winter and for fuel. But it was one of the most beautiful drives I've been on in a long time. I literally drove from one side of Wisconsin all the way to the other side of Wisconsin, and it was absolutely stunning. Wisconsin just has this beauty that's really hard to ignore, especially during fall. It's almost like a manufactured beauty because every field is perfectly manicured for whatever it's doing. There's just beautiful rolling hills, and then you get these beautiful silos that are unique to this area. They have the kind of round top, which I don't see a lot. I really enjoyed traveling through the central area of Wisconsin, and I did get to Green Bay, and I did get to enjoy Lambeau Field.
Use the right 2 lanes to take exit 167. Continue on Lombardy Avenue for 1.5 miles. In a 1/4 mile, turn right.
Here it is. Lambeau Field, Minnie. You made it, girl. So after Lambeau Field, I set off for Cabela's, where I stayed overnight. And then when I woke up at Cabela's, I drove about 30 minutes north so I could walk Winter in this beautiful little town that I'm in. We got here, I took Winter for a walk out on the breakwater. Oconto is named for the river that exits right here, and then the breakwater is kind of the river channel going out.
Moving forward. Moving forward. Sharks in the water, what they looking for? That can make you question what you do it for. I can't tell you about.
We walked out to the end of the breakwater, which kind of doubles as a fishing pier.
Used to do the most, now we do them.
It was beautiful, cold, and windy. Basically exactly how I've always pictured walking along the shores of Lake Michigan. So now that you're all caught up to right now, it's time for us to get going. So we're going to go to Menominee, and it looks like there's a lighthouse there. So we're going to go check out that lighthouse because I haven't seen a lighthouse yet. And lighthouses are all along Lake Michigan because Lake Michigan is notorious for being a dangerous body of water. So let's go check out Menominee and Michigan and this lighthouse. Now I believe the proper pronunciation is Menominee. Let me know down below if I got that one wrong too.
Used to do the most, now we doing more. It was everybody, now it's only friends. Lost a couple real ones, but we moving forward. Ran so many yards, now I'm losing score. Big boy cigars in my humidor. I don't even brag about the cars. If you are who you say you are, then what you gotta prove it for? Gotta make your mark, gotta use what's yours. Hardest part is starting when you doing chores. I ain't even tripping, we was cool before. We tryna find our pace, and that's what we got into it for. Got so many scars, now we moving forward. You can lose a battle, just don't lose your sword. Snakes gon' rattle, lions gon' roar. Dogs gon' bark, artists gon' record. You can live forever if you knew your Lord. Just get off your knees and go through the door. Dancing with the stars, I was running forward. I don't know how far, I just know I'm sore.
After a beautiful drive through the rest of Wisconsin, I arrived here in Michigan and I'm at the lighthouse. I just cooked myself a delicious grilled cheese sandwich with tomato soup. It turned out really good and really hit the spot because winter has definitely showed up here. Well, at least fall, because it's really windy and it's quite cool. It's not cold just yet, but with the wind, it feels pretty darn chilly. On our walk earlier, my hands got really cold and took me a while to get feeling back in them, but they're doing great. I have some food in my belly, and it's definitely time to go check out that lighthouse, so let's get going. The waves, it was just so cool to be out right in the middle of the waves, just watching the swells roll in. The weather is still pretty cool and windy. It wasn't too bad out there. The sun even came out and gave us some beautiful views. So we just got back from checking out the lighthouse. That was a really cool place to go check out. I'm really glad I found it. It was a complete and total surprise. I didn't do any research. I just saw that there was a lighthouse at the end of a breakwater and decided to go check it out. And I found the smallest lighthouse I've ever seen. But right now, I got to drive north along the shore of Lake Michigan. I'm not too disappointed about that. And I'm going to go up to a lovely Walmart to stay overnight. I don't see any places close to where I'm at, and I don't see any places on the way north, so I'm just gonna have to settle for a Walmart. It's only an hour north. I think I'm gonna cut out the vlog right now so that I can get some rest and be bright-eyed and bushy-tailed tomorrow, and I will see you on the next one.
Happens every summer. Things are moving slow, and time to unwind only gives me time to spend alone. And I can't help but wonder